So guys, today will be an interesting episode because we will apply feedback. So we have a feedback from the lead artist and the concept artist at the same time, and we will apply it. So let's see what the feedback is. It's very interesting. So now we see that we have a lot of things, but they are pretty easily fixed. So the silhouette of the facial hair should be shorter, and we will see the silhouette of the facial hair. We have a separate feedback about it. We have puffier under the cheekbone, so it has to be more fat below the cheekbone. This attachment link here should be a little bit bigger, which is okay. This should kind of be more interesting, these forms here. Also, this shouldn't be as straight as I did it, a little bit more interesting form too, although this could be from the animators, but we'll see. What else? Here, the links, the main pad, it has slight taper. Okay. Head has to be a little bit smaller and a little bit more up. We have to lift it up. And the hair, the upper part of the head has to go a little bit down. So yeah, we have this this feedback, yes, feedback. And what else? The overall, let me show you, probably this, it won't be shown here, but we see kind of a, I don't know. Okay, this is a GIF. You see, the head should be a little bit smaller and a little bit more up. And few other things that we can consider doing. A little bit of a bigger thickness of the bottom part here of those straps. Yeah, few things. But first, let's start with a bit bigger this link here. Although, I don't think it's very small, but the idea here is that probably it should be bigger. So let's do this. I will try to select this. Okay, I selected it and press Tab, press E or E and S to scale it, to make it bigger, and for this part to be as big as the other ones, as the other links. At least, kind of. It's not, obviously it's not big enough. Maybe we can also select it. Control plus. Let's see in the bottom. Okay, it's selected right now. So, and now I can Alt S and just inflate it a little bit. So it's relatively as big as the other ones. Okay, this part of the feedback is okay. Now we go back to object mode, select the head. With Shift I will select some other things, like this. We'll select here, with Shift and here. So the whole head is selected. I can press G to move it and Z to move it on Z axis a little bit more up. So you notice this thing is going down, which is a little bit strange, but I don't care. Probably it's some kind of, I don't know what exactly, but we can move it also with this. A little bit more up and a little bit, I will scale it, but let's go and set origin to geometry. It will be easier to scale down. But origin to geometry obviously is messing up our mirror modifier, so it's not a good idea. So I will scale it like this. It's 0.975. I don't want to scale it too low because it will be bad. So I'll move it like this. I will select this part and move it also. By the way, this is a little bit strange. Let's Control A and apply all transforms, and now it should be okay. Yeah, we probably moved it too much and with a lot of transformations, and also probably the polygons are turned. Let's see if they are. Face orientation, yes, they are turned. So I will press Tab, press A to select everything, Control N, not Control N, Alt N, and then flip them. Now they should be okay. And I will probably move them a little bit more up, like this. They are fine. this way I'm checking what polygons are flipped, but most of the polygons are okay. We have flipped polygons only here, those are red, but they are inside polygons of this, which is okay, they are not flipped, they are just the inside polygons. So everything looks fine. The head is a little bit smaller and it's a little bit more up. So now our guy looks a little bit stronger. Then the next thing we want to do is to pull down a little bit all the pants and all the things that are below the area of the belt, so his belly should be bigger. Or we can do the opposite, but let's do this. So we go to object mode, select this, and start selecting everything with this. And I have to deselect the body now. So let's try to do that with shift. I managed to do this. And now I will pull it down like this. Probably we don't need more than this. Yes. And now I will go to the body itself and I will mask. Yes. Let's go to, of course, to sculpt mode. And here I will mask this area. Then with, of course, I will mask also this area down because I want to put everything down. Let's see what I have masked. Okay. Now with A down, I will smooth the mask. A down, A down, A down, until I have kind of the smoothest mask I can get. Then I will invert the mask and I will move this down. Let's see how much. Like this. So now his belly overall is bigger. You see, it's not the best, thing. But it's not the worst. I mean, it's not difficult to make this thing. To do. It's not difficult to do. So I did a little bit bigger belly. I think it was kind of okay. Now I would want a little bit smaller head probably. Let me see how small they think it should be. Maybe a little bit, tiny bit smaller head. Okay, let's try to select it again. And I have selected the body. So double shift to try to get rid of the body. Yes. And get rid of this belt. But it's difficult now, so I will try again. Select it. And I managed to select everything without any issues. And now I will scale it. Scale. Down. And move it up. Because we want it to be moved up. And now I will move the body accordingly. And meet the requirements of the head. So. Maybe we can make the head even smaller. Or no. Let's make it even smaller. I didn't make it super small in the beginning, so yeah, this big, yeah, he's looking more gigantic with this smaller head. Hopefully. All right, now I will Control A and kind of apply all transformations because we don't need them, and we have to kind of do some other things. So let's go to edit mode, object mode, select this, and now with my pen, because I was working with the mouse until now, with the pen I will just move this. Okay, no, it's not a good idea. So I'll press G, hopefully. Now it's okay. Now I can move it. Maybe we can go a little bit down on the subdivisions here. Yes, and now move it. The idea is that those people, they are artists, they don't understand that much the idea of the clothes. They want it to look good as a concept, as a silhouette, and they don't get. So sometimes some things I will not do exactly as they show in the feedback, because those things are they need to be from the animators. They can do it. I mean, I don't need to kind of do this, but some things, of course, I will do. And by the way, very important thing, which many people are mistaking, and I will show you now, the guy who made the concept, he wrote it, and it's very, very important. I will pay you attention to this. So, a belly part could be bigger, the chest will be higher. Okay, it's fine, we did it. But, see this, more flowy, less long straight lines. So, don't make too long straight lines because it doesn't look so dynamic. And we need more dynamic and stylized silhouettes. So, not so long and straight line, but kind of a broken line. Yeah. So yeah, that's what he mean, which is pretty important. Pretty cool. And yeah, he's thinking all about the silhouette. So from one angle, he's saying, well, this silhouette doesn't look good from this angle, which is okay. But also, he don't consider sometimes, especially here in the glove, for example, he made a silhouette, how the glove should look. But he cannot consider that if I have to do this silhouette, I have to put more polygons. And it will not be very visible in the final model. So it's kind of useless. I mean, sometimes we have to just figure out to use more polygons or to not. And sometimes we don't want to lose polygons to some things that are not gonna be very visible. That's why I kind of will let it go, this. I will not do that much of that feedback of the glove. Exactly. Also, the thicker fingers here, I will not do them thicker than this, because I will not be able to make any retopologizing. It will be very difficult to retopologize. That's why I will not do them thicker. Yes, I know it will be better for them to be thicker and to touch each other and everything, but it's not gonna work. So, again, some feedbacks are kind of not mandatory. You have to think with your own head also when you're a 3D artist, because the 2D artist, he doesn't know at all about retopology, he doesn't know at all about animation and about the requirements for the animation. So he is thinking only with the mind of how it will look like a still image most of the time, which is good, and it has to look good, and even in this stage. But as I told you, we have to think of a little bit more things. So about the head, how big it will be compared to the body, about the belly, that it should be higher, I mean the bigger belly, longer, and the overall length of the character a little bit bigger. That things I can agree with. But some things I cannot agree with, you know, that's just the case. Some things we just have to do what we need to do them. This collar here, they want it to be a little bit further away from the body, from the head. Yes, because otherwise, when he turns his head, it will touch probably the beard will go inside the collar, which is kinda yes, but even if it does sometimes go inside, it's not a big deal. That's not a big deal at all. But let's do it. This is not a big deal. We can do it. It's not a big problem. Nothing basically from this feedback is a big problem for me to do. Except the things that are. And there are problems not because I cannot do them, but because if I do them, I will compromise my low poly, and I will not be able to put kind of a low poly number, because we need the polygons to be low on the low poly. It shouldn't be very high, which is, yeah, because we have our numbers. So here I will subdivide one more time this, because it looks a little bit odd. Also this one I will subdivide one more time. I'm most of the time, even in ZBrush, keeping these final subdivisions to the final kind of parts of doing a model, because I'm very conservative when it comes to putting a lot of subdivisions, which makes me a good Blender artist, because here you should be conservative with your poly counts, and that's why I do good in Blender. Okay, let's see what happens here. Yeah. Alright, I can smooth, I can go with P, which is my pinch, I can go to pinch, I can go to inflate even some areas, as I did already. And yeah, I kinda did the feedback here. Not too much though. But I kinda did it. By the way, here I think this is too sharp, but let's... Yeah, so now I will just... You see how I'm smoothing it? And I got this nice edge. And here also I will smooth it, because I want this edge to be kind of not so sharp. I told you I don't like sharp edges, and I avoid them at all costs. Especially in clothes, it's absolutely a no-no. Especially in stylized characters. We want softer edges, so we will have a better... What? A better normal map, basically. And you will see what I mean when we go to the normal map. Maybe now some of you which had never done a normal map before, you see now it's starting to crawl everything, and I starting to see alt. What I do is alt and tap and alt and tap again, and most of the time it fixed it. Sometimes just Blender starts to crawl, I don't know why, and my keys start to show on my mouse. That's of course fixable by alt and tap, and ZBrush is doing the same thing, by the way, which is, yeah, strange but true. Strange but true. Let's see what else has they prepared for us. Okay, here we have to have a nicer silhouette on this. Let's see it. Yeah, he wants it to be a little bit sharper. I'm not sure, but yeah, why not? I will apply the subdivisions, go to multi-resolution, unsubdivide, then go to the higher, which is 4 in this case. And we can go with our grab brush and just increase a little bit the silhouette here. It's nothing too much. Also, I can go and just go and sharpen here. And also this, you see how it's broken? We can fix it with the grab brush. Yeah, we have to fix some things sometimes, which is absolutely fine. We did that. Now I can go with my normal brush and just add a little bit of meat in this area here. And then with my scrape brush I can flatten this. And if it becomes too sharp, I can always smooth it with the shift. And here they want to have kind of something like cut like this. Of course I will subdivide it one more time to have a better cut. But yeah, something like this. Of course we shouldn't make it too deep, because it will not be a geometry there. This will be only a normal map and the texture, and we need it to be a little bit shallower. So we have to think about those things. If you don't think about them, they will eat you from inside. Or not. Who knows? But they might eat you. So I have to find now the stroke and stabilize stroke. I want to remove it because I want to go a little bit kind of sculpt this. And you see we don't have enough geometry here, and we might need to put more geometry on this, although we are 2000 faces already, which is a lot. I don't want to go too much into this. It will be too much for us. But it's fine now. Let's see, this inner part here, inner border, is not as big as the outer border, which I don't like. I like them to be similar. So yeah, when I'm doing a feedback, most of the time I see things myself which I can fix, which is kind of good. We can flatten this area with the scrape brush. We can go here and add a little bit of a thickness with the standard brush, which is the draw brush, and then flatten it, this upper part. And then we can go with our draw sharp brush and just push here, and I will smooth it. Yeah, sometimes when I'm concentrated, as you can see, I don't talk that as much, or my English starts to dwindle, but it's perfectly normal. And as you know, I start talking like a robot, but it's like a robot, but it's normal. So let's go to the head and continue doing this big ol', you know, neck. And here we will make the head smaller, like this. The head itself too, as the hair. I made the hair and now I'll make the head. I didn't get feedback for the hair itself yet. I did get feedback for the facial hairs a little bit, but for the hair not so much. Yeah, for example, here you see the artist, he drew the color away from the head, because he wanted to show me that it doesn't have to intersect that much. But it's impossible to do exactly like this, because, you know, you see, it's not exactly a possibility. It will always touch, which is not a problem at all. I mean, it's not a problem to touch. I did it a little bit, I moved it a bit, but not... yeah, I will move it a little bit more. But I don't promise anything. I don't want this to be sharp though. I want it to be like this. And I probably should move it with the lower subdivision, from the lower subdivision, not this higher one. But sometimes I am lazy. And my laziness is showing. And maybe we should do kind of a edges in here. Okay. Yeah, just in case. It will be kind of visible, so that's why I want to do it. Okay, they will probably give me another feedback for this one, but we'll see. Hopefully they will not see this video, and I will not give them idea to give me. Because until this video is online and it's kind of visible for the public, I probably will be finished with the whole character already, so... Right? Yeah, I'm always open to feedback, especially from those kind of people who I consider a good artists. I'm always open to feedback from them, since most of the time the model will be a better quality, which is always good, because at the end when I show the model, for example in ArtStation or something, I say I made this model, which basically is the true, but it's based on a nice concept, which most people don't realize, and it's also I mean, there was a good amount of feedback, which is also a nice thing. So let's see if we can make this. Yeah, I'm not sure I will put too much polygons on this, because you see the model will never be looked closer than this. So you don't see the kind of a messed up thing that the polygons are visible or something from this, so you will not be able to see it anyway. That's the idea here. So we have to be careful with that. We don't need to... okay. I went to something. Now I have to press home to be able to zoom in and out easier. Especially in Blender, you have to be watchful of your poly count. Here we don't have too much polygons, but what I will do, I will go to the lowest subdivision, or even not go to the lowest. Let's go to the highest and press tab. Oh, we can, okay. And now, if I want to put more detail here, I will just press Ctrl R and Ctrl R here. And this will allow me to have a little bit more detail, as you can probably imagine. And also I can press something like this. And this will allow me very real to have a lot more detail now. So I'll press tab again and you will see that it's broken, but yeah, that's the risks of the life thing. I can smooth it, or I can Ctrl Z, go here, and then go down to the lowest subdivision, for example. Then I can delete this modifier and add another multi-resolution modifier and then subdivide it 3 times or 4. Let's try 4. And now, of course, I have to smooth again, but now I'm sure I have a lot more resolution to work with and it will be a lot easier for me to make those battle damages or whatever. Battle damage. God damage. Okay, here. Here this is very smooth. Why? Because we haven't made any crease. So Shift E, crease it at 0.5. I think it's okay. Should be. So let's go back and yeah, it's fine. If it's too smooth, probably you haven't creased it. And as I told you and I showed you, creasing is a pretty big deal in our society, modeling society. Right? Looks good for now. Here it's a little bit too sharp in the inner portion. I'll have to go and yeah, because the crease that I did probably was a bit too much. And of course I can always make it smooth. I smooth it by hand, which not always is a good option because it's losing a little bit of time, but most of the time it's okay. So we have to make something like this. I'll have to sculpt it. I will smooth and then I will do it again until it's alright. Let's go P, which is pinch, of course. P is pinch, P pinch. Then continue. This series, by the way, as all series in YouTube that I have seen, the first episode is the most watched, then the second episode is kind of watched, and the rest are watched only by the people who are really interested, because it's nothing too much of enjoyment or something super funny. It's just working and making a character, which some of you, most of you who are watching now are probably interested in, but not the general public. Many people just want to have fun while in YouTube. They don't want to get something useful out of it. They want to have fun, watch cats, watch people kind of fall or whatever. Which is okay. I got it. Okay, so they don't want those edges here to be that sharp, which is fine. I will leave this sharp, by the way, because it doesn't matter that much. And also because it will be difficult for me to make it not sharp, this edge here. Although I can try. Yeah, like this. And here also, I can just move it a little bit. And yeah, let's not say that we are not concerned for war in Ukraine, because people are asking me, okay, in your videos, have you mentioned the war in Ukraine? Yeah, if I mention it now and the war will be over in, I don't know how much time, but at some point it will be over. And if YouTube existed after the whole war, these videos will be watched and people will say, what war? Ah, the war that happened in 2022. It was so long ago. Like, my grandpa was telling me about this war, but I didn't know about it too much. So why is this guy talking about it? Oh, this video is so old. Why am I watching this? We have now Blender 25.6. What's going on? Why am I watching this? By the way, I put multi-res here, and this is an example of a bad thing. This is not good. So, yeah, basically when it's not good, it's bad. Let's see what is the problem. Okay, I don't know why, but this looks amazingly bad, and we shouldn't tolerate this kind of thing. So I will delete this multi-res modifier. I will just select this thing, this kind of a poly loop, and then Control I and delete the other faces. And I will be left only with this. Now, I can go here, Control A, apply on transformations, mirror it, and then I can go to solidify down a little bit more. Yeah, I want it super solidify. By the way, I don't even want an inner part to have in this, so I will just press F, and it doesn't happen because we are not in it. But AF, okay, AF is this. So now A is to select everything and F to fill the hole. So I here to inset, also here I to inset. Then I will double click here and double click here to Control E, and 0.4 something will be nice. And then let's multi-resolution, add multi-res, go to normal object mode, subdivide a few times. 4 is okay for now. And let's see what happens. Okay, this doesn't look super nice, but when I go to sculpt mode and increase kind of the size of it with my move brush or grab brush in this case, and we will have a nice silhouette on this. Hopefully I will not have to go and surround this with polygons, which will be a waste of polygons definitely. So I need it to not be super nice. So if I do this for a high poly only, I will just increase the size of it a lot. I will make it kind of like this or something. But since it's not for a low poly, it's not for a high poly only, this is for game. So we have to be a little bit more careful of that things. And as I told you, artists, 2D artists, they don't understand low poly, they don't understand the limitations. They just want it to look good and to have a nice silhouette. Great, but sometimes we have to kind of live with the consequences. And I know the consequences, so I will just work as like how I know. I will do what I know how to do. Now, here we will do just a tiny bit of knuckles. Not very tiny bit. And in the next video, probably we will kind of deal with the hairs on the face. And at some point, we will have to start the overall the hair and the weapon. I will see. Now, here I will add solidify modifier. It will be inward. Yeah, it will be pretty big. Probably even bigger. And I will apply it. And then multi-resolution. Subdivide a few times. Of course, we should go and double click this. Shift E. Increase it to 0.3. Probably not more than 0.3, it's fine. And now Yeah, 0.3 probably is not fine. It's too low. God damage. Okay. Yeah, God damage is a very nice thing to say, because I told you my daughter is saying this and I like it very much. Because she doesn't understand, of course, that it's not God damage. It's something else, but she doesn't know. And it's super cute. God damage. So I'm not cursing, basically. At least not in my eyes. So yes, let's see the feedback again. I think it's kind of okay. Maybe we have to increase the... Ooh, let's see. Let's smile him up. Oops. Come on. He's a pretty evil smile he has, by the way. And now it's like... bleh. By the way, I would like the characters to smile more. Just to make them cheerful, more cheerful, but they're not doing that. Some of the characters, they have this characteristic that they are kind of more cheerful and stuff, but this one is not exactly like that. This one is evil. Or at least he looks like it, but we'll see. So yeah, for the eye, we have to again work on it. We have to work on the whole face, since it needs a little bit more work, maybe a lot more, but we'll see. And the teeth, of course, they are too polygonal, they are too low poly still, or yet. And we will probably do that at some point in the next videos. Overall, we need to do more on this character, but yeah, it looks a little bit better now. Maybe this glove is not looking good here. And we have to finish this video, since it's already 36 minutes in. And if you're watching this as a premiere, you probably don't know how much time has passed, because this was so much fun. But yeah, 36 minutes. Even 37 and 20 seconds now. Too much time. Yeah, I know. But now it looks a little bit better, and hopefully they will kind of see it as I see it. Although, maybe they will tell me to increase the size of his belly again. I mean, to move it a little bit more down, the overall thing. The belly and the belt and everything, to move it a little bit more down, so this belly thing to be a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. But now it's kind of similar as the concept. It was shorter than the concept at some point, but now it seems almost like the concept, which looks better now. We'll see. Here, by the way, this thing looks a little bit like a flat big line, so I would put something like this, for example, something like this, just to see what happens. And I will probably give this for feedback again. I'll say, okay, I did the most of the feedback, so now I need more. Give me more feedback. And they will give me more feedback, unfortunately. No, it's always nice to have feedback, especially adequate feedback, because I have been there. I've seen feedbacks which are not good, and it's very difficult, because you have to kind of fight for your rights. You either have to fight for your what's right, what you think is right, or you have to just do the damaged feedback and being not happy with the character at the end. Sometimes we have to do it. We are character artists, and as in all professions, we have joys, but we also have some bad moments sometimes. Not so much though. I like my job very much. It's amazing. Okay, looking good. See you in the next video, where we will continue. We'll have to refine a little bit more the body. We have to refine a few more things, and at some point we have to start the weapon, this thing on his back. And he will be almost ready. We will then maybe merge some everything and make some vertex colors, but we will see. For now, see you in the next episode.